Just waiting on 6 o'clock to hit. Know everybody ain't coming in the room on time, so welcome to this live broadcast of In the Clutch Sports Talk and More podcast. Doing a special edition show today, first week of the NFL season. Let me introduce the co-host on the show today. We got T. Will.
What it do? What it do?
We got JC from Essential AF podcast. My guy, how you doing?
Hey, man, I'm doing well, man. Thank you guys for having me on the show, man. I can't wait to talk noise about them 49ers, man. I know we lost and everything, but we got to talk trash about the 49ers, man.
I thought
49ers, Giants, all of them. Sorry, man.
We want to avoid that conversation.
No, we got to talk about it.
We also got joining Cowboys. Nikki, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for the invite.
Hold on. Let me introduce Nikki.
Okay. Well,
I told you this is my secret weapon in the hole right here, baby.
Well,
let me do this. Straight out of Dallas, Texas. Hey, look, man. I'll take this lady in the foxhole with me before any man. That's why I say I got her on here. Y'all get ready. Matter of fact, Nikki, you got your own little fan club down there in Dallas. Tell us a little bit about that too.
Yeah, it's called Blazing Blue Stars. We started last year, June of last year. So we do events here in Dallas for the game weeks. We do a lot of things outside of the season. When the season is down, we still do community drives and give back to the less fortunate. This season, COVID kind of put a knock into a lot of things that we wanted to do. So we just gearing up this year to be ready for next year.
Well, that's
good. For y'all out there, that's real good. For those out there looking for a cowboy home, and you're down there in the immediate vicinity down there or down there in Dallas, please look her up, Cowboy Nikki. Those Blazing Stars down there. If you can't reach her, reach out to me or somebody on the show, and we'll point you in the right direction.
That was them flaming stars yesterday.
Wow.
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
Yeah, I mean, how you feeling about it? I mean, I predicted a loss. So my prediction was accurate. You predicted a win, so just tell me what happened.
Well, to me, it was a disappointing loss, and I was frustrated in the moment. But Rome wasn't built in a day. But I will say this: what I was disappointed about, and I may hurt some Cowboy fans' feelings, but it has to be said. Number one, Dak Prescott did not lose that game for us. Did not use that game for us Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
He did not lose that game. But on the other side, he was average. And I don't want an average quarterback. I mean, I don't want to have to pay an average quarterback $40 million. I know he's got a lot of things going on mentally, with his family and all that. And, we're praying for him with all that type of stuff and that. But I just feel like if you would close your eyes and watch that game Sunday night, I could have sworn that Jason Garrett was still over there hiding somewhere, because it seemed like the same old freaking, they know our plays, predictability. And I just feel like, and I don't blame that on Dak. Jerry is going to have to sooner or later let Mike McCarthy call his own plays. It just seemed like the same type of, stuff there and predictability. You got too many weapons, man. We got too many freaking weapons to not put up with. We got 3 points in the second half. 3 points against an average Rams team. That's just, There's so much more I can say, but I'm gonna defer to JC and Nick and give their viewpoints on it, and I'll come back a little bit later.
I
I mean,
know. Thank you.
yeah, that's a great point, T. Will. I ain't gonna take up too much time. I know Cowboys Nikki. I know she's gonna drop some science, drop some knowledge about the game and everything that happened. But all I gotta say is, man, to Cowboy Nation, relax, relax, chill. It's the first game. You're talking about a weird year where they had really no real training camp, no preseason games. Like this team is still learning each other. You know, they still meshing, they're still gelling, still trying to come together. And I can already see a difference. And T Will, I'm with you that, Mike is going to have to start calling plays. I like Kellen Moore, but Mike McCarthy is the more proven offensive coordinator. So, eventually he needs to take over and start calling plays. But I can already see a difference between Mike McCarthy and old Redhead. Because when you talk about that fourth down play where they try to go for the win, try to go for touchdown, I'm sorry, and instead of trying to tie up the game, years past, old Redhead would have played conservative, he would play scared, and he would kick that field goal, try to tie the game. But Mike McCarthy is trying to instill a confident mindset, an aggressive mindset with these Cowboys, to, hey, we're already down there, we got the momentum, let's go ahead and try to win this, man. Go ahead and try to step on their throat and go ahead and end this game, man. So I like that. I like the aggressive mindset. I didn't like the play call per se, but at least they went for it. And just let folks know these are not the same old Cowboys. Now the offense is still predictable, but like I said, that's because of Kellen Moore calling the plays. And now I'm gonna tell you, the only criticism I have is on third downs. You got to convert those third down opportunities. The Cowboys went 3 of 12 on third downs. All right, you're not going to win the NFL like that compared to the Rams, who converted over 50%, majority of their third down possession. So you got to do better on third downs to extend those drives. And like you said, when you have opportunities, the Cowboys had ample opportunity in that third quarter, the fourth quarter, to win that game, man. So it's the first game. I'm not too concerned, but they got some things they need to work on, man, when it comes to third downs, Nikki.
All right.
I'm gonna just say one thing. I think they did. You got to take the points. I mean, you take the points and you tie the game up. So I think you should have been conservative right there because the offense wasn't really doing. I mean, throughout the game they weren't just scoring or doing whatever. So if you can take the 3 points and tie the game up, your defense evidently stopping them because they weren't scoring no more either. I'm gonna take my chances on scoring them 3 points and going into overtime. That's just me.
It's a new day. It's a new day in Cowboy Nation, man. We don't play conservative no more, man.
It's the same results. It can be new, but it's still the same results.
Yeah, and the Rams, they were moving the ball. Between the 20s, Cowboys had that bend but don't break defense going on, but the Rams pretty much controlled the game, man. The Rams played our style of play.
Even
They
more
controlled the game. They ran the ball. They had time of possession, man. Like 35 minutes, they had the ball, man. So they won time of possession. That's the way we normally play. That's our formula to win. You know what I'm saying?
Even more reason to kick the field goal.
Nah, man. You got to show. It's a new day, man.
Okay, we're gonna turn it over to Cowboys.
Nikki, what you think about it? What I got to hear your opinion on it.
It's a lot of points that I took from this game. I took from it that defense wasn't in sync to me in the beginning all night. They showed that preseason was missed, OTAs was missed, rookie camp was missed. They showed all of that in the beginning of that game. I didn't like too much of it's just like they just wasn't in sync. Jalen Smith looked lost a lot of the times. Our D-line, they got whipped. I mean, they just got beat up and they got beat. It was the same old thing. And the Rams did the same play 3 times in a row. And nothing was done for adjustments. For adjustments. JC, I kind of I kind of got to disagree on the 4th and 5. And the reason why I say that is because we still had well over 11 minutes left in that quarter. So I feel that we should have kicked the field goal and tied the game. But what I pulled from that on my own sighting is I believe Mike McCarthy didn't trust our defense because of how they played previously in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't trust the defense enough to say, tie the game, and they'll go back out there and get a stop. It's a shame that Aldon Smith only been on the team as little as he has been and missed as much of football that he's missed, and he became one of the best players on defense that night. I know a lot of people were screaming for D-Law to get paid.
He was the best.
A lot of people like D-Law, but I feel like he got his money and he's gone. He's not showing up. He talked this talk on Twitter. He talked this talk on Facebook, however, but when he get in the game, he disappears. I do know that it's more to his style, his position than sacking the quarterback. But at the end of the day, that's what you were brought here for, to sack the quarterback. I didn't see any of that pass rush. I didn't like Nolan plays that he was calling for the defense. I feel like it was just too conservative all the way through for defense. And again, we did lose players.
Yeah.
Connor Williams is the weakest link again on the O-line. He got beat up and down by Aaron. It was a lot. It was just a lot. And another reason why I didn't like that 4 and 5, we hadn't been able to convert third downs. So how they gonna convert a 4th and 5? You know, CeeDee Lamb made a rookie mistake. He wasn't at the chain, you know. But at the end of the day, you got to call plays that's gonna get you past 5 yards. You know, all these short dumps and short plays is not gonna get you where you need to be in a game. Period. You got to score more.
I don't think he was expecting that guy to get on him that fast though, because he was like, he didn't go the full 3 yards or whatever he needed to get. But I think he thought he was going to be able to catch it and turn up field, and that guy just came from nowhere and I think if he would have turned up field as soon as he caught it, he would have got the first down. But I'm still saying kick the 3 points.
Daryl, absolutely, yeah. But that doesn't make sense. Still, he has to know
where
the position on the field. You can't run a 3-yard route on a 4th and 5. You can't do it. You can't put your quarterback in that situation. Like Nikki said, the play shouldn't have been called. The 4th down play. What I'm saying is the play shouldn't have.
Yeah,
it shouldn't have been called. I mean, it's the same old stuff.
Right.
I mean, it's just like.
And I'm sorry to cut you off, man, but the play before that, the 3rd and 6 before that, they should have called the run play to Zeke. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna set it up to go for 4th down, you can call a better play on 3rd down. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
I think they were trying to keep them off guard because 3rd and 6 is a passing down. You don't run on 3rd and 6.
Exactly.
So I think they were trying to catch them off guard and at least get in position. You know, because Zeke can break one of those. So I think it shows a lack of confidence in Dak for one thing, because you don't want to pass it on 3rd and 6. That's the first thing that it told me. And then, like I said, even when you didn't get it, you should have kicked the field goal. But if you're going to go for it, you know, you throw into a rookie in a critical situation like that. Where Amari Cooper at? Where Gallup at? Then you're throwing a short pass.
It goes back to the offensive coordinator. It goes back to the offensive coordinator. You still got to call the right plays, man. I'm telling you that you can't. Jerry Jones cannot go out there and buy the groceries and then try to cook too.
It was the right play.
Needs to be running that offense. It's a reason why he won a Super Bowl over at Green Bay. It's a reason why he had that West Coast offense and tight ends going down the field and all that. The stuff that we're doing, man, it comes down to offensive play calling last night and not being able to make defensive adjustments in the game. And like Nikki said, no pass rush. Those are the 3 things that lost the game. It wasn't that. Dak wasn't perfect, but Dak, if you go stat wise, Dak did okay. I think he was the 5th ranked quarterback out of all the quarterbacks in week 1. So stat wise, he wasn't bad. He was average. So Cowboy Nation, he did not lose that game for us yesterday.
Did
Sunday.
all play good?
But we didn't start blitzing until the 4th quarter.
Alden Smith. Did Alden Smith play good?
Oh
he was the best thing out there on defense.
He was the best on defense.
Yes.
I mean, we didn't start blitzing until the 4th quarter. I think we should have had more blitzing.
Y'all got to thank for getting our old players, but I wish him well. Deion Sanders, Charles Haley, now Alden Smith. I wish we could have got him back, but under the circumstances, we just couldn't. But I hope he do good because I hope he don't got all his little problems and stuff situated. But he probably gonna be the best player for y'all this year on the line. I think
definitely. You heard Cowboy Nicky mention, DeMarcus Lawrence after he got that money. You know what I'm saying? You ain't heard nothing else from him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We need to take some of that money that D-Law getting and hand it over to Alden Smith, man. Because you talking about if Alden Smith can stay healthy this year, you talking about NFL comeback player of the year. I mean, I think he had a team high, or he tied for team high in tackles
10
of the night. Yeah, like 10 tackles, 11 tackles. Had the only sack, for us in the game, man. So if he can get his conditioning, stay healthy, you're looking at possibly the NFL comeback player of the year, man, because he has that talent and that potential.
Damn, we could have used that last night, yesterday.
Yeah, man. Kyler Murray made y'all look stupid out there, bro. He made y'all look foolish.
Okay, let's get back on the Cowboys. Hold on, we're gonna bring in Show Enough Sharita right quick. Show Enough, how you doing today? We can't hear you. You got your mic on mute.
I forgot I had it on mute because I had to run in the house after work. But I'm here. Now, I don't know nothing about what y'all talking about, but I got something to say. I'm going to let y'all finish. But hey, T. Will. Hey, Sister Cowboy Nikki. And what's up, my boy, JC?
What up, Sharita?
Hey. Y'all carry on.
I thought you wanted to talk about how football affecting
Is that what you brought on the show to do?
She said she
No. I got something to say.
Yeah, well, go ahead and say it. Don't hold back.
Oh, okay. Well, look.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm gonna talk about the women of football who have to suffer through football season. That don't know nothing about no football and ain't studying no football. So let me start with the wives. The wives now they done got used to it and they know what to do and what not to do, when to talk and when not to talk. So they don't disturb y'all and husbands too, Sister Nikki, and while y'all watching these games. But the star player of the football season is the side chick. The side chick get to have some time now because he can say he going to watch the game with D early, but he over Sally house putting a little something down while the game going on, and he be over there all night long. Don't y'all think? Ain't that how it go?
Not with Terry.
I ain't got no side chick, and anybody that know me, man, look, I wish a woman would try to talk to me during the Cowboy football game. They know I don't play that. JC, you can tell them when it comes down to football game, yeah, you better talk to me before the game, you better talk to me at halftime, or you better talk to me after the game. And you may not be able to talk to me after the game if we don't win, hell, because I'll sit up there and get up there and leave the headquarters and watch party and leave and walk off. So
the same way.
Your wife talk to you
so we don't do that. So
your wife can't talk to you, Terry?
Absolutely not.
For real?
But you know what? No, my wife can't talk. Nobody can talk to me. Nobody can talk to me.
Same time he gonna leave on with the dog on top of.
She's a Cowboy, but she's a Cowboy fan too. She's a Cowboy fan too, but she knows the rules. She knows the rules. When it comes down to watching those Cowboys, it's God, family, and Cowboys for me. I don't know what it is for you, But that's what it is for me. So I don't enjoy interruptions. I'm up here in my man cave right now. She just came up here and asked me, "Is it okay to come in?" She knows this is sacred territory. This is 6709. This is 6709 Tom Landry way over here. See,
Oh Lord.
we don't play those games over here.
Well,
So back to your side chick thing. I don't have to deal with that.
I wasn't talking. I'm just saying.
What about Nikki? You got a side dude? Nikki, what about your side dude, Nikki? Nikki, you got your side dude mess with you doing the game?
I tend to become single during football season because they can't handle it. And so my question is always to them, you leaving now or before the season starts? Because the season start, it only gets worse. So
wow.
With that being said, it's like, hey, I'm good. Just let me don't interrupt me, don't text me, don't call me unless it's an emergency. 9 times out of 10, I can't help you anyway. So go on to the hospital and I'll get there when the game over.
You know, ain't going to the hospital?
No, not till that clock say 0. I mean,
hey, I'm diehard. I mean, of course, T. Will, I'm diehard Cowboys fan, man. Nikki, I grew up in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Oak Cliff. So I used to go to the old Texas Stadium, man. Like back when the Cowboys were terrible. You know what I'm saying? Back when we were going 3-13, 1-15. Before Jimmy Johnson came. So I've been there, done there with the Cowboys. But as far as I don't mind my woman. All right. If she watching the game, interacting, and even if she doesn't really know football that well, as long as she's showing effort, you know what I'm saying, asking questions, and being a bandwagon Cowboy fan, I'm cool with that. My problem is, all right, if my girl is an opposing fan, if she's a Giants fan, an Eagles fan, Redskin fan, and we happen to be playing that team that day, and if we lose, hey, I got prior history. I didn't talk to my ex-wife for about a week because she's a Giants fan. All right. yeah. But let me correct that. She's an Eli Manning fan. All right. So, and she was talking noise, man. We almost got divorced after the game, man. That's how upset I was, man, about the Cowboys losing to the Giants that day, man. We ain't talking about a week after that. So that's the only thing that really bothers me, man. But I don't mind if my woman, if she's watching the game with me, I think that's cool, man.
That sounds like a Cowboy fan. Yeah,
go ahead, Darren.
I got something for you right quick. On the phone line.
You said what?
On the phone line. I got a special guest for you today.
Uh-oh.
What's going on, T. Will?
For who?
I got Taylor Made on the phone.
Who?
How you butt whooping you got?
Oh, shit. Oh.
You talked all trash and you got her butt whooped.
Yeah.
Manipulate me to change quarterbacks and it didn't work.
In case
I don't hear you saying that. Hello?
Yeah, congratulations. For the audience that don't know, I played her week 1 in our fantasy football league, and she beat me.
Oh, okay, man.
But it came down to the last game last night. Those knuckleheads. Oh yeah. I mean, look, you would have lost if that I think that play in the first half between Denver to. Oh yeah. Wait a minute. If you would have gave up, if your defense would have gave up 21 points, you would have lost another 10 points. That was the difference. It was less than that. I'm just saying. So,
they won though.
If I had a fifth.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, go ahead. Look,
but you know what, Daryl? I know you already had that plan. We talking about something else, man. Look, we talking about something else. We talking about the Cowboys. I know Daryl had something to do with that.
You don't want to say it on air, but I said, she said, don't take this ass whooping.
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly.
Oh, now she's still in my lines, huh? Okay, I got you. I'll take that.
No.
Congratulations to you. I will see you week 11.
All she did was she just changed the narrative.
You already looked down the schedule to see when you play her again?
I said I will see you week 11.
He was upset.
You damn right. my Cowboys lost, and then I lost my fantasy matchup, man. Look, man.
And you lost to a girl.
I'm just glad I didn't have any kind of sharp objects over here. I didn't have any sharp objects over here. Yeah, it was just a rough weekend for me, but that's okay. Congratulations goes out to you. Great win. I wasn't expecting your Buffalo Bill quarterback to get 58 points. So that's what did it for me.
I guess so.
Allen got 58 points.
Now he got all the words to say.
Come on, man. You don't even got no receiver.
Why we got you on the line? We through with all that. She beat you. You'll meet her in week 11. Why we got you on the line? You a Detroit Lions fan, so tell us. Yeah. So give us a rundown on Detroit yesterday because y'all should have won.
You mean on Sunday?
Yeah, on Sunday. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's the typical same old Lions. It's the same old Lions. Well, I told you when we did the other podcast, we need to get rid of Quinn and Patricia, the Flores family. I mean, it's just ridiculous. They got rid of Caldwell, who had a winning record, over this clown. And he's arrogant, and he's an arrogant buffalo. He got all the tools that he needs to win, and he cannot win. He keeps talking about what he did not over there. We're in Detroit now, and he has not produced or showed anything. They even put an AP in there, he produced. I mean, I just don't understand. If you go back and look at last year, every time they were up in the fourth quarter, they lost every damn game. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Not just like Dallas. It's just be more of the same this year. Don't feel bad.
Oh, at least Dallas boy, he up there in New York. So at least him.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. We didn't stink up the Super Bowl. I'll tell you that. We didn't stink up the Super Bowl.
We're not talking about the Super Bowl, sir. We're talking about the games this past
we're talking about Super Bowl.
Nicole, we appreciate you calling in. We're gonna get back to the show. But
all right, y'all take care. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thank you for calling.
See you.
Congrats.
Hey, real quick, It's gotta be hard. It's gotta be hard to be a Detroit Lions fan, man. Detroit needs to get on their hands and knees and go begging Jim Caldwell to come back. You talk about a coach that gave you 9 wins consecutively, back to back, and he got fired. Meanwhile, you got this bum, Matt Patricia, who has gone 9-22 in his 3 years in Detroit so far. 9-22. And y'all got rid of Jim Caldwell for that. Man, it's gotta be hard to be a Detroit fan right now, man.
They living on that Belichick bubble, that Belichick tree. They think everybody that's under Belichick supposed to come in and win, and it's been proven that all of them
all trash. All the assistants have been trash. Anytime a Belichick assistant gets a head coaching job, 9 times out of 10, they're terrible. They're horrible head coaches, man.
Well,
some people are not meant to be head coaches.
Why do you think that though? Why do you think that?
I think some owners and GMs, they see the brilliance of Belichick and think that, that Belichick magic has been sprinkled down to, anybody that comes in contact with him. Like, I think the Giants head coach, I think he's going to be trash when it's all said and done. It only works if you Belichick.
You think so?
Yeah, I really do. Like I said, if you Belichick, you good.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's me.
All right.
Maybe
I'll give you a comparison.
Maybe.
Look at Phil Jackson in NBA. All the assistants under Phil Jackson, right? Anytime they got head coaching gigs, they've been trash. They haven't been successful. You know what I'm saying? Just because it worked in one place doesn't mean it's going to work everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I think some of those guys, they try to mimic and try to do things that Bill does it, and it doesn't work because they're not Bill. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not the guy, you're not the man. You gotta be the man. If you're not the man, you can't make it happen.
Well, what about man, he ain't winning yet, but I think he on the right track. Brian Flores down in Miami.
Now, Flores, like I said, 9 times out of 10, he'll be the exception. I think Flores, man, he's young enough, and then I think he got a good thing going in Miami right now to where those guys, they listening to him and they can buy in, to what he's preaching, what he's selling down there, man. So he may be the exception, but when you look at the track record of all the other assistants in the past, they've been garbage, man.
Oh, I agree.
Well,
exactly, bro. So, like I said, yeah.
I don't know. I get it, but you know what? I had a different feel from last night, man, and watching the Giants, man. And I thought he looked sort of poised on the sideline. I really actually thought the Giants looked pretty decent to me last night. It didn't seem like the old Giants or anything like that. They were in that ball game the whole time, other than a couple of costly turnovers, man. They was right there. They actually played pretty good. The defense played solid to me. Roethlisberger, got to him, I think, in the mid to the late third quarter. But other than that, I saw some good young talent over there, man. So
yeah, they got
it doesn't. He may be the first one. I think I think you give him a little chance. I agree with you about the rest of them. But like I said, I don't know what to do with this. I'm going back to this Kellen Moore thing because we got Atlanta Falcons next week. And, Cowboy Nation, that ain't going to be easy. We're going to have to outscore them. If our defense play any kind of way like they did week 1, we're going to have to put up 50 points to beat them. I promise you that. And you could possibly talk about 0-2, and then you going playing, I think, where we play Seattle. Is it in Seattle or Dallas?
We go to Seattle.
Seattle?
Okay. Yeah, we go to Seattle. So we go to Seattle week 3. So if we don't turn this thing around fast and figure this thing out against Atlanta, it's a good chance we're looking down the barrel at 0-3, right, where some changes are going to have to be made in season. And like I said, some tweaks because, like I said, Mike Nolan's supposed to be this. I ain't gonna say guru. Maybe it's not the word, but he's supposed to be this defensive specialist, and he did not make any kind of adjustments. They ran the same damn play. I know 60, 70% of the time, the same play. Yeah. But in fairness to them, hey, keep running it. If we can't stop it, I'm going to keep doing it. And that's exactly what they were doing. So, I mean, those are the two things to me. So, again, Cowboy Nation, don't get down on Dak. Dak did not lose that game again for us last night. But he was average. So, we got to get it together, and we got to get it together fast.
You're right. You're right. If I can interject real quick, Cowboy Nick, I know you got some final thoughts on it also. But my final take about the game, man, like I said, Dak did not lose the game for us. He looked great in the first half. He put up like 178 yards passing in the first half. Second half was a different story, but I don't put that blame on Dak, man, at all. And also, feed the beast, man. You got to feed Zeke Elliott. Keep feeding Ezekiel Elliott, man. He had a decent game, 22 carries, 96 yards, a shade under 100. And anytime that Zeke runs for 100 yards, guys, the stat is the Cowboys are 22-4. Anytime Zeke runs for over 100 yards, man. So he had 2 touchdowns. He had 1 rushing, 1 receiving, man. So Zeke got to get the ball at least 20, 25 times a game, in order for us to be successful, man. That's how I feel about it.
My final take on it is.
Yo, Nikki, you got anything you want to finish that off?
Yeah, my final take on it is our defense, they have to tackle. They're not tackling. They missing tackle. They missed a lot of tackles that they should. They had one play where they should have stopped Malcolm Brown in the backfield, and they didn't stop him. So that's one thing. Dak has to get rid of the ball, though, as well. He can't keep holding the ball that long, looking for an open receiver. It should always be in his mind, 1, 2, 3, let the ball go. Period. For the life of me, I couldn't understand why we wasn't using Zeke and Pollard in the backfield at the same time. You got 2 running backs that you could have put in the game at the same time that could have really did something different to that offense. But again, Kellen Moore, I didn't want him to stay. I think they should have cut their ties with it. But eventually, Mike McCarthy is going to have to start calling plays if we expect to get somewhere.
Yeah,
I'll be at the game Sunday, so I'll go live Sunday to kind of give everybody a live look of what it looked like being in the stadium at this time. with COVID and the COVID rules, and I can.
How many of their How many of their?
I think it was like 20.
How many are there allowed in the stadium?
20,000 or something. I think it was like 20,000 or something.
20,000.
So I'll be there Sunday, and so I'll kind of go live and kind of give a look at what it looks like and what the momentum is without it being a full pack house in the stadium. But I want to see close up what's really going on this sideline to kind of give me a better outlook. So no, I'm not gonna panic because this is just game one, new system, new coaches, and got to get down. But we got to get it figured out quick.
Well, let me ask you this. Because someone else mentioned that to me today. Let Mike McCarthy call the plays. What's going to be the big difference in him calling the plays and Kellen Moore?
Well, I'll answer that. As far as, just with the defense already has the book with Kellen Moore. You know what I'm saying? They already know what he likes to play, what he likes to call, in certain situations, certain scenarios. Mike McCarthy being out of football for a year, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people say, he has some fresh eyes now, Now, he also was criticized in Green Bay for being predictable with his play calling. But a lot of people say, this is a new and improved Mike McCarthy. So let's see, Mike make the calls, on offense. And T. Will, if the Cowboys do go 0-3 to start out, then you would definitely see Mike McCarthy calling plays then, man.
Okay, so
absolutely.
So the question I'm asking right now is, who been the head coach these last few months?
But Daryl, as far as this has been such a weird year, man. You're talking about no real training camp, no preseason. So they really kind of doing all this off the fly right now. That's why I'm not too worried yet, not too concerned. This is basically like a preseason game. That's the kind of feel I got, watching them. As far as it felt like a preseason game to me. You know what I'm saying? So
it goes back to what I'm saying. Him coming in and calling the plays, what good is that gonna do?
We have to see. Like I said.
Are you not listening? Are you listening to the show? Are you listening to the show, man? No, I don't. That's why you're over there giggling and laughing. What kind of answer are you trying to get, man?
I'm asking the question.
What answer are you trying to get? He's the head coach. He's a Super Bowl winning head coach. Okay.
With Aaron Rodgers, not with Dak Prescott. You said in the first show we did that Mike McCarthy was good for how many extra wins? 2 to 4, or what did you say? Because I don't want to misquote you.
Yeah, don't misquote me. Yeah, I said 2 to 3. I said he was good for 2 to 3 wins.
So he done already lost you one.
Because Jason Garrett cost us 2 to. Duh, it's game one. I tell you what.
One game.
Let's talk about Jimmy G. Let's talk about Jimmy G.
Yeah.
We don't want to take off. We don't want to hog up. We don't want to hog up all the time. Let's talk about Jimmy G.
Thank you.
What we do? Yeah. When I want to give you some Cowboy time, you don't want to take it. When I'm giving you the floor, I'm giving you the whole hour to talk about your Cowboys. You want to take it.
No, hey guys, y'all see what he's doing? Daryl, this is classic right here. He is deflecting. He is deflecting right now.
Well, all three of y'all saying that Mike McCarthy is gonna make a difference, and y'all saying if you put him in, I'm saying what's gonna be the difference if you put him in. I just don't see what the difference gonna be. He installed a new system where you couldn't tell.
You won't see the. You won't. You won't see the predictable play calling. You want to write that down, put it in crayon? You won't see the predictable play calling that you saw on Sunday night.
Exactly.
Which is what we've seen for the last 10 years.
Okay,
you know what? I have stood up there and watched the game with people in the I've watched the game with people in the past where they knew what the play was going to be called before it actually happened.
So you knew what the play was going to be.
I can call a play before it even happened based off of. Yeah.
Okay. So yes. So do Bill?
I was down there at the beach. I was down at the beach calling the play.
Do Bill Belichick call in offensive play?
What?
No, right? And we consider him a great head coach, right?
No.
Because he go in during the season, during the week before the game, they go over game plan and they install what they gonna do, right? So what you telling me is Mike McCarthy is not doing that with Kellen Moore.
He's not. He's not.
What I'm telling you is, he's not doing that.
Right.
It's one game, Daryl. It's one game. And keep in mind, Kellen Moore is a disciple of the redheaded stepchild, all right? Kellen Moore has been in Dallas now for what, 5-6 years. So everything he knows about offense, he got from Jason Garrett.
Right.
I think he got it from Peterson at Boise State because that's the offense they installed.
I wish he would run Boise State offense. That's more unpredictable. You know what I'm saying? I think he got a lot of Jason Garrett in him right now. He still got a little Jason Garrett in him, man. So Lord forbid, I don't want us to go 0-3. But if that happens, then McCarthy will take over, and you will see, Daryl, you will see a difference in the Cowboys offense then.
I don't think so. Unless he's trying to sabotage him now. If he pulling away, if he pulling a Jason Garrett to Wade Phillips, then, but if you're the head coach, you've been charged of what goes on with your offense and your defense. So if you can't instill that during the week, what's going to be the difference?
This goes much bigger. Daryl, this goes much bigger than what you're talking about, dude. Much bigger, man. You talking about from the owner, man. It ain't no coincidence that Kellen Moore is still here. Jerry is still pulling the strings at some point, and it goes back to what I said earlier. He can't sit up there and buy all the groceries and get everybody in and still try to cook. He can't sit up there and do that. We'll never win that way, and it goes much deeper. Kraft, the different over in New England, Kraft don't get in Belichick's business. He sits up there with his binoculars and minds his own freaking business and watches his team execute. On the other side, we got a lot of different, what do you call it? People with the what's the thing with the, what do you call it?
We got a lot of different chefs in the kitchen right now.
The strings.
Puppet master.
Yes, it's
okay. So what y'all telling me?
That's what I'm looking for. Thank you.
I was saying what all three of y'all basically saying to me is that Jerry Jones brought Mike McCarthy in to be his puppet to let Kellen Moore run the offense.
I'm not going to say that, but from way I understand it from my insider that Mike McCarthy said that he liked some of the playbook that Kellen Moore had, and he wanted to combine that playbook with the playbook that he has to come up with the best thing to do. But when it comes down for me, at the end of the day, you have to know your team. You have to know your players. You have to know inside and out what each player on your team is capable of doing. So basically, you have to know your talent. What Jason Garrett didn't know was his talent.
Right.
This Mike McCarthy first season with us. This Mike McCarthy first game with us. On the Rams had an advantage. Most of their team was the same team that they've been playing with. Their coach was the same coach that they have had. So they've had the time to gel. By not having preseason, by not having the right training camp, they didn't have that time to get those things all in one. So I'm not going to go down hard on Mike McCarthy on this first game. But by the time we get to game 3 and 4, if we're still looking like we look Sunday night, I have a problem. I have a major problem.
Well,
we'll see.
Okay. There wasn't no preseason. Then nobody had no preseason.
And I get that. But most teams don't have new coaches.
Okay.
Right.
A lot of people, but okay, it's teams that have different coaches. I understand all that. But if you saying Mike McCarthy came in and he basically running what Kellen Moore want to run, you still running the same offense. So that wouldn't explain that you continuity between the offense if you still running the same stuff. My point that I'm trying to make is basically directed to Terry, because I told him before the season that I didn't think Mike McCarthy was going to be a big difference. He's not a game changer type of coach. He had Brett Favre and he had Aaron Rodgers. That's what he had. And you cannot put Dak nowhere near Aaron Rodgers. So if you won 1 with Aaron Rodgers. I don't see him winning something with that.
It's one game.
I understand it's one game. I mean, I'm going on record now and saying that it's gonna be more of the same.
Okay.
Just like it was his.
But see, you are the no, hold on, wait, Daryl. You are the epitome of cowboy haters out there that we deal with over and over and over again. Because you know what? My thing is, we deal with this all the time. And now let me
tell me how
you're a hater. You're a freaking hater. Because my thing is,
I'm hating.
Okay, because if you hush and let me tell you, you'll see what I'm talking about. You sit up there, Cowboys. We've been talking nothing but Cowboys. Now, you got issues in some chinks in y'all armor over there too. You lost the freaking Super Bowl. Okay, hold on, let me finish. You lost the freaking Super Bowl, and then week one, Arizona, a second.
I'm a hater to your Cowboys. Then we ain't talking about the 49. Explain to me how I'm a Cowboy.
Let me say this. Let me say this real quick.
You're a hater.
So we're gonna spend the whole hour talking about the Cowboys and not talking about 49ers at all.
If y'all don't want to talk about the Cowboys, that's fine. We can talk about something else. If y'all
we've been talking about us 45 minutes. I didn't know the Cowboys the only team to play in the NFL.
Right. We ain't on the team to do. But I see you putting more energy into what our team doing than focus on what your team doing.
What we're talking about. We're talking.
At the end of the day, we both 0-1. At the end of the day. We both 0-1.
Saying that. You ain't heard me say nothing about like we better than y'all or nothing. We came on the show because we did this special show because Ted said he had something to get off his chest about his Dallas Cowboys. That's why we're here. So we could dedicate the whole hour to the Dallas Cowboys, but evidently y'all you don't want the whole hour. Let's change pace. Let's go somewhere else. If you want to talk about the 49ers, we can spend the last 13.
No, we could take the whole.
I want you to explain to me how I'm a hater. Because I said no, I'm a hater.
No.
Because you can't answer my question.
My thing is, look, you asking these cause you asking all these open-ended questions. You asking these questions that don't even require an answer. You asking us, why would you sit up there and ask us what was Mike McCarthy gonna do that Jason Garrett? I would have hired you if it meant get rid of Jason Garrett.
Right.
And I ain't joking. I would have hired you.
So
that's how bad he should have been gone years ago.
Okay, so you fired Jason Garrett, which means you can hire pretty much anybody you want to hire. So if that was the best hire you could make,
okay,
that was the best hire you could make.
Well, I'm gonna leave it like this. You know what, Jimmy Johnson got hired and he started off 1-15. So I'm not getting too upset about one game. So and he last I checked, he was a 2-time Super Bowl champion. So and Hall of Fame coach.
Okay, so
last time I saw it.
But once again,
you can't lose your first game, Daryl. You can't lose your first game. And
is this a sports talk show?
Our record has came from being 0-1, starting 0-1, and then we went on the spree that we ended up 13-3. So you can't just outright say a team is this and a team is that after game one. You have to give more games.
You have to get sample size.
So exactly. you gotta see what's gonna happen in game 2, 3, 4. I don't normally get concerned about the 4th, 5th game of the season. The only reason why I'm mad about losing to the Rams is because I know we have a better team than them, and I know we should have won that game. And I'm pissed off because it's an NFC team. So at the end of the day, it could make a difference for playoff seeding. That's my only issue with it.
And while Terry trying to hype up Mike McCarthy, Cowboy Nicky did at least say you should have went for the 3 instead of going for it. So I'm not being a hater. I'm just stating what's obvious. That's all I'm saying.
But what's
I said we should have kicked the field goal too. I said the same thing. We should have kicked the field goal. I said the same thing.
Mike McCarthy gonna make a difference, and I'm telling you, he's not.
Okay, well, you sit back and watch, and you keep hating.
Okay.
And we'll see.
and we really should be 1-0 right now. And I can't believe that we haven't talked about this yet. What about that weak ass offensive pass interference call that was called on us? That if that doesn't happen, we win the game, man. We're gonna go in for the score and we're gonna win. All right. That was a bogus offensive pass interference call, man. That should have never been called. Never.
Ramsey sold it.
I'm gonna say
he
this.
sold it, yeah.
I'm gonna say this. By the letter of the law, it was the correct call. Would I have called it? Probably not. So you telling me he did not extend his hand.
He extended a little bit. Now, okay, let me say this. It was Gallup's fault also because you had Ramsey beat, so there was no reason for you to extend. However, all right, and I wish the rules were still in place where we could go back and review, you know what I'm saying, those pass interference calls. If they go back and review that, I'm not sure if they make that call still. All right. You know what I'm saying? But, like I said, if a if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't go back and change that. But, however, Dak made a great throw, a great clutch throw. And I think Dak Prescott is going to prove a lot of people wrong this year and show why he does deserve the money. All right. It's one game. Let's get a sample size. Let's get 4 games, 6 games in, and then let's come back and talk about the difference Mike McCarthy has made on this team. Let's talk about it then. But right now, you can't do that with one game. However, Daryl, I will throw this question at you. Like I said, you can lose your first game. You can lose your last game. But the 49ers right now, are they having a Super Bowl hangover? How do you lose to the Cardinals like that first game out? What's up?
The Cardinals always play us rough. That's why I'm not even worried about this. That's it's the same thing you're saying. It's just one game. We playing a division team. They always play us close. I don't care if they record 0-13. They always play us hard. So now they got a good receiver in DeAndre Hopkins. So they got some offensive weapons to use. Jimmy G didn't look good. The coach even stated that he missed too many passes. We're down our top receivers. So I mean, I'm not worried about the one loss that we have right now. I'm not worried about it. I'm just like you guys. Let's see what we look like after week 4. After week 4, we kind of know where we standing at that point.
But do you think it's something as far as a Super Bowl hangover that could be lingering for you guys?
It depends on how you handle it. If we look at it like we could have won that game. So you come back the next year, either you hungry or you not. If you hungry and you put in the work, you can get back. After this first game, I'm gonna say, if I had to say after this first game, it did seem like we was a little hungover. I'll say that.
Well, for me, I don't think and I'm not hating on the 49ers or anything, but I think Jimmy G is average. And to be honest, I mean, I'm gonna keep it 100. And that's my feelings, my opinion. I think even with y'all going to the Super Bowl, y'all defense carriage out there. I think there were some games that he stepped up. I don't think he's consistent. I ain't gonna even put him and Dak in the same level, but I'm gonna say they almost the same quarterback. He missed some long throws, just like Dak missed some long throws. As long as they dinking and dunking to the tight end and to running back out the backfield, they do good. But when it comes to consistently making a deep pass, especially when the receiver is open, which we know in the NFL, opens mean you one step ahead of your guy. He has problems with those passes. So I'm not going to say, I ain't going to say he deserved the money he got, but he got it. So we got to deal with it. We're not going to get rid of him. Just like I feel like I don't think Dak deserved the money based on production, but I think he deserved the money based on the market. Based on he should get paid. Because you're not telling me he's not on the same level with Kirk Cousins and Jared Goff and all of those guys. So I wouldn't want him not to get paid just because, but the market dictates that he get paid that much or close to it. He got to be close to it.
Yeah. But hey, Daryl, Jimmy G, 35.2 QBR, 57% passing. That's not going to get it done, man.
But the whole thing, if you look at our offense is predicated on us running the ball. We weren't even able to run the ball effectively. So Mostert got a touchdown. We not looking like we was looking at the end of the year where you could not stop us from running the ball. And I know, I mean, it'll come. I ain't worried about it. It'll come. Now, if we 0-4 or something like that, then I'm like, oh, well, we probably ain't going to do nothing this year. But right now, one game, I predicted us 13-3. We still can do it. We're going to split with Arizona no matter what. So we'll go to them and beat them later on in the year or whatever. But, you know, hey, it is what it is.
Y'all ain't going 13-3, bro.
We might not.
Y'all ain't going 13-3 this year.
Look, until we lose 4 games, I got to stick with my prediction.
I see 10-6, 9-7 in y'all future.
Okay, now I'm just asking the question. What do you predict for Dallas?
I think
because Terry got y'all at 12-4.
To be honest, I predicted 10-6.
I'm right there. I'm 9-7, 10. I wouldn't be surprised with 10-6.
At best, 11-5. At best, 11-5 this year. At worst, 9-7, 8-8. Yeah.
I definitely don't want 8-8 again.
Well, I blame myself for not doing my own home. I blame myself for not doing all my major homework. But I was thinking Mike McCarthy had more input in calling the plays. Because if Kellen Moore, you can take 3. You can take 3 of the wins off what I predicted. If Kellen Moore is going to be running the play calling all year, I didn't really take that into consideration. Well, not making an excuse, but I'm just saying. I just
do your home. Don't come to Miss Lewis' class with half a paper and think you're gonna get an A.
You're right.
I don't think he's gonna do it all year. I think eventually it's gonna come back to Mike McCarthy. I think right now I think the first game was show and tell. I think he wanted to more like kind of get a feel of what was really happening, what he's really doing, and get a feel along with defense. Again, first game, no OTAs, no nothing. This was more like a preseason game. A lot of the teams that won, they already had their same coach. They already had their same team, besides the rookies they might have drafted. So they didn't have a chance to just do their full form of gelling. They ran training camp, but they ran training camp on 2 different days. Besides when we did the blue and white scrimmage, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to panic over first game. Again, when we get to 4 and 5 and we're not where we need to be, then I'm gonna have an issue with everything.
Absolutely. Nikki, I love the way you think. I love it. You are on point with everything that you're saying right now. This was a evaluation, guys. It was a 1-game evaluation. We gonna be all right. All right.
I think all they need. I'm looking at it and I'm just saying if you got to roll with Kellen Moore, all I'm saying is as the head coach, you have to prepare him just like with Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick. They go over what they want to do. So if you go over what you want to do and you say, hey, we're not going to start the game. We're not going to start every drive off with run, pass. We want to switch it up. That's on the head.
But Daryl, you talking about a Patriot system where it's been in place for 20 years. These guys haven't even been together for 20 months. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes time, man.
It don't take 20 years to script a game. You script a game plan every week.
True, but it's the first game, man.
Daryl, but you know what, Daryl? You're right, but I'm a firm believer that we should throw to set up the run. I'm just thinking it's the opposite. We got too many freaking weapons out there. I would rather throw to set up the run.
And that's what I'm saying.
Not run to. We got the weapons to do it.
With all the weapons you got on offense, and it still goes back to your head coach because your head coach is the one that dictates what the game plan for the week is, not the offensive coordinator. The head coach says, look, we got the Rams. They got a tough, stout defense front line, Aaron Donald. So we need to get some quick passes out here and get Amari and all these different players going so that we can open it up for Zeke. That's all I'm saying. So, but you can't blame Kellen Moore on that because the head coach is the one that makes that ultimate call.
I think Mike just wanted to see what the kid has. Give him one game, and just see what he has as far as play calling. And I'm telling you, Mike is gonna have more input going forward.
I'm like Shannon Sharp. He just got a hot L then.
But I do need Cooper to show up on the road.
Man.
I need Cooper to show up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Amari has to show up.
That's been an issue with him, that he
Right.
plays his butt off at home, but in road games and big games, he disappears as well.
Right.
And
then,
if you're gonna get paid the money that we gave you, I need you to show up.
Thank you.
Every game.
Thank you. And also, one last thing, our Achilles heel, no pun intended, may be the injuries, man. The injury bug is already hitting us hard, man, with Leighton Vander Esch going down with the collarbone, Blake Jarwin going down with the ACL tear. That's a huge loss, man, because we really have nobody that's any good that we can plug in and tight end, man. Dalton Schultz is horrible. You saw him, all those drops he had out there, man. Like, we need help in the tight end market.
We need secondary.
Yeah, in the secondary, man. Linebacker is hurting right now with Sean Lee and Vander Esch being out, man. So the injury bug may be our Achilles heel that will prevent us from really doing some things this year also, man.
Yeah. Hey, guys, we did an hour that quick, and we try to stay on point as far as doing just an hour. I appreciate T. Will for showing up. Showing up, Sharita. We see you putting on your little lip gloss. We appreciate you. JC, y'all tune in on Sundays. Check out Essential AF Podcast Sundays at 6 p.m. Facebook Live. Check him out. Mickey Cowboy, we appreciate you coming on the show. I hope you come back again. I really enjoyed your.
You got to come back, baby. Yeah, you got to come back and holler at us.
Know what they talking about on the show. I appreciate that.
I got something to say.
Come on, because we're going to close it out now.
Well, I want to close it out with this because it seemed like all this hostility. I need to put this number out. 1-800-799-7233. That is the domestic violence hotline for anybody that is going to be going through any and that is a real number. 1-800-799-7233. Don't get your head busted over these cowboys. I'm out.